Hello Tacticians, it's Nox here playing Warhammer 40k Tacticus, and the latest event, the Path of the Phoenix, has begun. It'll be on for the next couple of days. Now here we can try and get as many shards as possible to get Maugan Ra. Now I very much doubt many of us will actually unlock him because the actual requirements are quite steep. First let us look at how many boxes we will need to open to actually unlock him. If you look at your spirit chest here, you'll see that this number actually increases, and if you click on the actual dice in the top corner, you can see that although it used to go up one at a time, starting at 6, as soon as you get to 10, it no longer goes up, which means you're going to need to get to tier 16 in order to unlock Maugan Ra. Now, I'm not quite sure how many path points are going to be needed to get that far, but considering I'm currently nearly at 4,000 and I'm only on tier 4, I expect that we're going to need to get a fair number of points to get to tier 16. So that then leads into the question, are these offers worth it? Well, it depends on your roster. If you have got a very powerful roster and you think you can get there, and I think from reading the Reddit, people are saying you're going to have to get to tier 9 on all 3 paths and complete all of them to actually get enough to do this, then yeah, by all means, go ahead and buy. After all, if you're that powerful a roster, you've probably been spending money on this anyway. However, if you're like me and you spent very little or none whatsoever, I would say give these a hard pass. In either case, what you'll be wanting to do is look at the missions and how you can best do the missions with the few attempts that we have available. Now, if we look at the various paths, you'll see they have different requirements to meet them. And I've gone through and tried to do what I think will be best to try and farm the characters. In some cases, they can't be farmed. And which ones I need to focus on to get them up to maybe silver 2 or 3 to get as far through this as possible for the next time it comes around. Starting with the alpha path, there are 5 restrictions that you need to look at. You've got the Psyker 2 hits, resilient, and paramelee. Now, let's start with the way I've split them up. I've chosen to go Psyker in the 2 hits because many of the Psykers have only got maximum 2 hits anyway. The resilient, well, unfortunately, it's only the Death Guard really and Yarrick who are available for this. And then the paramelee was basically the leftovers for this, and I just put them as logically together as I could. So the Psyker in 2 hits, it's Sybil, it's Varro Tigurius, it's Archimond, Eldrian, and Typhus. Now, as you can see, Typhus's name does pop up along here, and I don't actually have him myself, so I'm just trying to make do with the 4. So I haven't got that far. I haven't actually succeeded on Battle 6 as of yet. Moving on to Resilient, and it's only Death Guard available here, and I've only got 2 of the Death Guard. So the Typhus, Pestilian, and Corodius. Again, I can't do this, so that leaves me the paramelee to actually continue with. I've got Angrax, I've got Godswill to a very low level, Ancient Thorreed I've got to a very low level, and Malodus and Rotbone I do actually both have. However, as I said, I haven't actually got that far on the alpha path myself. So moving on to the beta teams. Here you can actually do the vast majority with the previous Eldari that we've unlocked. If you use Calendist, Aethana, Eldrian, and then throw in either Snotflogger and Gibberscraps, or maybe you've got Pestilian and Corodius, just make sure you don't summon, you can actually tick off 4 of the requirements. Which just leaves you needing the minimum of 4 hits, where you can use people like Angrax, Hark, and Gibberscraps again, Burchard or Vindicta, and of course Volk. Now here, again, not doing so great. I'm on Battle 5, haven't actually attempted it on this one yet, but I think this is the one where I am going to concentrate on to get as far as possible, mainly because my Calendis, Aethana, and Eldrian, I actually got up to Silver 1 from the previous event. So I'll probably try and push here as far as I can, just to see how far I can get. However, as I said before, just don't summon. The last one is no summons. It's by spawning the summons that will actually make you fail that. So if you use Snotflogger or Gibberscraps, like I do, just don't summon those Grots or the tank and you'll be fine. Moving on to the Gamma teams. For the Gamma path, well, I had a trouble putting something here together, but I've focused on 3 areas. You've got the Bolter with the no summons. Again, just don't summon. Yarrick is allowed for this. You've got Certus, Bellator. Again, just don't summon. Burchard and Rosswither, they've been doing fairly well for me. Then you've got the No Overwatched and Ranged. Again, Yarrick, Thaddeus, Varro, Vindicta, Roswither, all very good tunes and fairly easy to get, apart from Yarrick, who obviously you need to have bought at the beginning of the game. And then finally the max one hit. Well, you haven't got much choice here. I've gone for Sybil, Varro, Certus, Godswill and Calandis. Now, the reason why I put 2 Psychers in here, they've only got 1 hit, but they do travel on to the next one. So I'm thinking they're probably quite useful here. Again, as you can see from my path, I haven't actually gone through with this yet. So there's actually quite a few units there I do need to power up myself, and I'm sure there's probably going to be future units with the tower that may be able to slot into these spaces when they're released. However, this is all I've got at the moment. I'm not expecting to unlock Maugan Ra, which is a shame. I would have liked to be able to use him. But I guess this one is for the larger spenders, so they can have something a bit more unique for them to play with, while the rest of us look on in awe and wish we had the same tune. Personally, I'm welcoming this challenge. Yes, it is a bit like the existing event which we have, which is, I've forgotten the name of it, the Onslaught event, but with the added restrictions, it does make it a little bit more interesting. I certainly hope that they carry on doing events like this, although maybe not only for the whales and give us something to go for. It doesn't have to be a legendary character, by all means. Let us try and get another character for one of the existing factions and only do it through this one. But it doesn't have to be legendary. It doesn't just have to be those big spenders which are allowed to get them. It would be nice for us lower spending players to actually get something, but I understand why they've done this, because obviously they need the money to come in to carry on with the game. So what do you guys think of this new event? Are you for it, against it, or, somewhere indifferent? What teams are you actually using here? Because I've got mine broken down, but I'd be interested to know if you've managed to break it down in any other way to make it a bit more easy. As always, please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you next time.